Hey, friends! If you're looking for the trivia room, you've definitely found it. We're just waiting as people are transferring from the stage into this room. While we have the time, and I'm going to vamp a little, my name is Gavin Dahay Trinidad. I am New York Theater Workshop's Community Engagement Associate, and I'm here to engage with you. Before we start, I just want to give you so much thanks for coming tonight, donating to New York Theater Workshop. The money we're raising is not just to help us continue the artistic work we do with many of our artists, but also our education and engagement initiatives. And you are supporting for my job to empower our local community in the East Village and the greater New York area with to give them the artistic tools to tell their own stories and lead their respective communities as artist activists. And so I see the numbers coming up. I know all of you have ugly cried. I certainly did. Um, I actually had to take off my eyeshadow because I was too tired of painting them back on. So we are just back to basic foundation because this queen had to hold back. I see more people are coming in. So tonight, we're just going to have an awesome trivia night here. You're going to learn a little bit more about Rent, a little bit more about the workshop. And, you know, it's if I get something wrong, please don't hound me. I'm a fellow Rent head. We support each other. However, I will have friends in the chat. And so, oh, thank you for calling me fabulous. I appreciate that. Yes, Rent Bible in the background. And so, if you can see, oh, yes, before we start, I love the shirt. I'm wearing the shirt. Yes, yes. I'm wearing some Rent gear tonight. I'm stoked. Thank you. And you look to your chat room, the chat box, you will see there are three options: chat, polls, and people. To begin, before we begin, please click on polls. That is where our questions will show up. We have 25 questions to celebrate 25 years of Rent. And let's see. I will click on polls now. Great. So the first question is easy on purpose. Let's just see how it works out. So everyone is in the polls area. The first question: what is the name of the cafe at which the characters of Rent perform La Vie Boheme? A, Moonlight Diner, B, Lower East Side Cafe, C, Bohemia, or D, Life Cafe? Choose your answer. Ready? Let's see our answer right now. May we please have the answer? Let me see. Do people see the results yet? The poll result? Oh, oh. I do not see the poll result, but let's see. Oh, huh. Let's let's just keep vamping. I did cast my vote, friend. May we please try it again? This is why. This is why we always test things out. Can I say as we're trying to figure out the tech, the first time I saw Rent, I was 15 years old. It was New Year's. I was this closeted gay kid born and raised in the East Village. And just like many people, I won the Rent lottery tickets, paid $20, had no idea what I was going to see. And for the first time, I saw, and I was lucky. I saw Telly Leung as Angel that night, and it was the first time I saw a brown Asian, queer Asian on stage. And it later helped me come out and articulate who I was. And I know all of you have had similar experiences like that. I know all of us know that the answer is Live Cafe. I just want to make sure that the results is popping up. One moment. Hey.
Oops. Hey, sorry, I'm not supposed to visit you. Sorry about that.
No worries. No worries. We're gonna have people coming fixing the back end. But as we're trying to find out what's happening, as you know, just to give you some context, the Life Cafe, I was born and raised in the East Village, and the Life Cafe was only a few blocks away from me. I live on Avenue B and still do live on Avenue B. And the Life Cafe was on 10th and B. And rent heads from all over not just went there to get some grub, but also signed and left messages in the legendary rent head registers, which maybe some of you have signed to leave. They were a collection of books in which these rent heads would leave messages of love and hope for each other and for Jonathan. And unfortunately, the Life Cafe East Village location closed almost 10 years ago in September 2011. So let me see. We're still working in the back, but may I ask? Anyway, as we're still working on the back end, can I see? Yes, Life Cafe has a Brooklyn location now. That is correct. Can someone write in the chat? Oh, cool. We're getting closer to fixing the tech, but in the chat, can someone just share what who was their favorite angel they had ever experienced? Again, I've shared that my favorite was Telly Leong, Sean Earl Wilson Cruz, O.G. Wilson, Justin Johnson. Oh, this is great. MJ Rodriguez. Yeah, I saw MJ too in the off-Broadway production. Awesome. It seems that we have worked things out. So, as you know, the answer is D, Life Cafe. And so let's go to question 2, friends. So if you click back to the polls, and we're going to get the next question up. Okay, another easy one. What anniversary did Rent's 1996 premiere at New York Theater Workshop coincide with? A, the 140th anniversary of Puccini's birth. B, the 100th anniversary of Puccini's La Boheme. C, the 15th anniversary of New York Theater Workshop. Or D, none of the above. Cast your answer now. And okay, let's see the answer. Honey, I know this act is called the Tango Maureen. Okay, it seems that the answer is not popping up, but the answer is, if you voted for B, the 100th anniversary of Puccini's La Boheme, you are correct. Fun fact, it is said that the creative team had no idea that Rent was premiering 100 years after the opera it is based on. And so that prompted the New York Times to go interview Jonathan and attend the dress rehearsal. Let's go to question 3 if we can. Okay, I think what's going to happen, I'm going to tell you the answer. It's not going to pop up, but we're going to share. So the next question, life support is inspired by Jonathan's visits to a real support group that was geared towards providing community, resources, and assistance to those living with HIV/AIDS. What is the name of that organization? A, AMFAR, B, Friends Indeed, C, ACT UP, D, Friends Together. Cast your vote. And give us the answer. Awesome. So 50% of you got it right. It was B, Friends Indeed. So in recent edits to the libretto, particularly for Rent Live in 2019, the connection to Friends Indeed was made more explicit. The character of Paul was replaced by the character of Cy, who was named after Friends Indeed founder Cynthia O'Neill. So throughout the year, Cy has spoken to many Rent casts about the work she and her colleagues did. And Rent's line of "no day but today" is one of the tenets of Friends Indeed. Next question. And now the next question is a more of a New York Theater Workshop question, still connected to Rent. New York Theater Workshop has had several shows and musicals transfer to Broadway. Which of the following shows did not transfer to Broadway? A. Once. B. What's It All About? C. Dirty Blonde. Or D. Hadestown? Cast your answer now. Oh, awesome! We can see the polls. Great. Thank you. So it seems that B. So 56% of you have it right. The answer is What's It All About? So just to know a little bit more about the musical, Rent is the first musical that New York Theater Workshop developed and produced. Many musicals since have followed in the footsteps of Rent. One of those shows was the 2014 critical hit production of What's It All About, one of the longest running shows at New York Theater Workshop. And fun fact, instead of Broadway, the show moved to the West End in 2016, where it received positive reviews under the new title, Close to You, Bacharach Reimagined. Okay, now, this is for our Broadway aficionados. Next, question 5. Many actors over the years have done both Hamilton and Rent, and both productions have had the rare opportunity to be filmed live on Broadway. Which Broadway star can be seen in both professional recordings of the Broadway productions? A. Leslie Odom Jr., B. Lin-Manuel Miranda, C. Renee Elise Goldsberry, or D. Tracy Thoms? And a click. Yes! 68% of you got that correct. It is Renee Elise Goldsberry. This Tony Award winning performer can be seen in the professional recording of Rent Live as Mimi Marquez, and also now on Disney Plus as Angelica Schuyler in Hamilton. Okay, next question. Now, using the same options, which of the following actors made their Broadway debut at the age of 17 in Rent on Broadway? A. Leslie Odom Jr., B. Lin-Manuel Miranda, C. Renee Elise Goldsberry, D. Tracy Thoms? And put in your answer. Let's see. Okay, a majority of you got it. A, 46%. That is correct, Leslie Odom Jr. So in an interview with constantly confused Broadway Housewives reunion host Andy Cohen, that's not shade, I love him, it's funny. Leslie Odom Jr. Shared that it wouldn't be Hamilton or Tick, Tick, Boom, but he would go back in time and do Rent again. In his time with Rent, Leslie, 17 years old, was an ensemble member and the understudy for Benny. Next question, please. Okay, this is a fun. How much did Rent Rush tickets cost when it first moved to Broadway? A, $35, B, $50, C, $25, or D, $20? Cast your vote. Yes. Yes. 85% of you are correct, $20. So to make Rent accessible to a younger generation, the producers of Rent saved the first 2 rows for Rent heads who would wait outside overnight for these $20 tickets. The lines became so long that instead of rush tickets that were first come, first serve, they soon switched to a lottery system that continued throughout the 12-year run of Rent on Broadway. The tickets remained $20 despite the rising cost of Broadway tickets. 2 fun facts. The highest ticket price for Rent when it first moved to Broadway was $67. Who would have thunk? Now thinking about the tickets that we pay. And Rent started the practice of rush tickets on Broadway. So because of Rent, as a teen, I saw a lot of shows for $20, which I'm very lucky to have had. So next question. Number 8. Jonathan wrote a rock musical called Tick, Tick, Boom, which was then turned into a 3-person stage musical and now an upcoming feature film directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Which of the following was an early title for this musical? A, Boho Days, B, A Promising Writer, C, Turning 30, D, Why I Rock On? Awesome. Okay, there's a split here. So if you chose A, You are correct. The title was originally Boho Days. And then while Jonathan was still alive, he renamed it Tick, Tick, Boom. And this musical was then turned into a 3-person musical, a full stage treatment in 2001, starring Raul Esparza. And look out for Lin-Manuel Miranda's feature adaptation, which stars Andrew Garfield as Jonathan Larson, and it will be on Netflix. Fun fact, part of the upcoming film was shot at New York Theater Workshop, and the outside of the workshop was redecorated to resemble how it looked like back in the early 90s, with old logos and all. And so I just want to send out congratulations to the cast and crew of Tick, Tick, Boom for wrapping up principal filming late last year. Okay, now this is for a really intense Rent head. Next question, please. Rent Live made edits to the stage musical's libretto to provide more political and cultural context. The original stage show never specified a year, however, this new script does. What year does the play begin in Rent Live? A, 1991, B, 1993, C, 1992, or D, 1988? Cast your vote now. Ooh, yeah, okay. This is a little bit more divisive. It is 1991. So the line that we all know, December 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, was then rewritten as December 24th, 9 p.m., 1991. Aha! So now we all know, 1991. Next question, please. Okay. Anthony Rapp published his memoir 2006 about his early days as an actor and his journey in Rent. What is the name of that memoir? A, Once on Glory, a memoir of self-discovery in the musical Rent. B, You Are What You Own, a memoir of living in America, the end of the millennium. C, Without You, a memoir of love, loss, and the musical Rent. D, none of the above. This may be tricky for some. Let's see. Yes, 69% of you got it right. It is Without You, a memoir of love, loss, and the musical Rent. Next question, please. So, which of the following actors was in both 1994 New York Theater Workshop studio production of Rent, as well as its premiere in 1996 at New York Theater Workshop? A, Daphne Rubin Vega, B, Jesse L. Martin, C, Idina Menzel, or D, Freddie Walker? Cast your vote now. Aha! Great job. 61% of you got it right. It is A, Daphne Rubin Vega. Fun fact, Daphne Rubin Vega, Anthony Rapp, and Gilles Cesson were the only 3 actors from the Rent 1994 studio production that continued on with the show in 1996 world premiere and the Broadway transfer. Great job, friends. Okay, let's keep going. 12. The director of tonight's documentary, Andy Senor Jr., has directed Rent all over the world. Did you know he started his professional life in theater as an actor in Rent? What role did he play? A, Benny, B, Gordon, C, Angel, D, Tom Collins. Cast your vote now. Ooh, I love this. So it's moving around. So right now, the most votes have gone to B, Gordon. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. It is C, Angel, at 35%. Andy made his professional debut in Rent as Angel, playing the role on Broadway, in London, around Asia, Los Angeles, and in the US national tours. Senor was also the associate director of the 2011 off-Broadway revival with Michael Greif, and he directed the historical production of Rent in Havana, Cuba, as well as the recent international productions in Japan and Korea. And so let's go to the next question. This is an easy one. In the 2005 film version of Rent, 2 new cast members joined the Rent family. Which of the following actors was one of the 2? A, Rosario Dawson, B. Jordan Fisher, C. Neil Patrick Harris, or D. Keela Settle? Cast your vote now. Yeah, 95% of you got it right. Yes, Rosario Dawson. Rosario Dawson was born and raised in the East Village and made her professional acting debut in a film called Kids from 1995. Jordan Fisher, this is the one time I talk about Jordan. Legendary body roles during La Vie Boheme. Still thinking about them. Neil Patrick Harris was in the first national tour and the LA production and directed the Hollywood Bowl concert or production in 2010 in Keela Settle. As we know, Broadway star and star of The Greatest Showman, was in the Rent Live as Psy. Next question. Can I just first say, I never imagined that like my 15, like if I was 15, oh, this is what I'm doing as my job. This is great. Like living a redhead's dream. 14, the immersive and sprawling Rent Live production was designed by New York Theater Workshop artist Jason Sherwood, for which he won a Primetime Emmy. Which of the following recent NYTW productions has he designed? A. Sing Street, B. Endling, C. Red Speedo, D. Hadestown. This is a little bit for our workshop family. Cast your vote. The answer is actually B. Endlings. Endlings was actually one of the shows we had to close early due to the pandemic. Jason Sherwood's work is environmental. If you remember the Rent Live production, and he not only took inspiration from Paul Clay's original set, but took inspiration like Clay by going around the East Village and featured street artists' work of the time, such as Keith Haring. Fun fact about Endlings, it featured a large pool in which 3 elderly Korean fisherwomen, haenyos, swam live in front of an audience. I missed that production. Shout out to Celine Song and Jason Sherwood and Sammy Knold and everyone in that cast. Next. Oh, I love this question. Next question. This is great. I can't wait to give you the fun fact about this. This New York Theater Workshop artist attended an early preview of Rent at New York Theater Workshop and would later direct their own production in the year 2000, marking it as the first musical this artist directed. Which workshop artist was it? A. Rachel Chavkin, B. Robert O'Hara, C. Ivo Van Hove, or D. Lee Silverman? Cast your vote. Okay. We have 60 votes for Rachel, 45 for Robert, 83 for Ivo, and 68 for Lee. The answer is C. Ivo Van Hove. So Ivo Van Hove's 2000 production in Amsterdam is famous for its radically different ending in which Mimi Marquez dies. Van Hove since has returned to the workshop numerous times and to Broadway, winning a Tony Award for his direction of View from a Bridge. And his most recent production at New York Theater Workshop was the world premiere of the late, great David Bowie's only musical, Lazarus, in 2016, which later then transferred to London. Next question, please. Okay. How many languages has Rent been translated and performed in? A, 17, B, 20, C, 25, D, 11. Let's see. Okay. 70 people voted for 17, 60 people voted for 20, 118 voted for 25, and 20 people voted for 11. Those who voted for C, 25, you are correct. According to trusty Wikipedia, the musical has been performed in 25 languages: Danish, Estonian, Finnish, Icelandic, Norwegian, Swedish, Dutch, English, French, German, Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, Hungarian, Polish, Slovak, Greek, Russian, Mandarin, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Hebrew, Czech, and Catalan. We are almost to the end. We are at 17. Question 17. For the new 2005 motion picture soundtrack recording of Rent, the actors recorded an early song that was cut from the original stage show and was added to the soundtrack. What is the name of that song? Is it A, Love Heals, B, Right Brain, C, Finale C, or D, Female to Female? Cast your vote now. Santa Fe? There we go. Awesome. A majority of you, 186 people, you all voted for Love Heals. That is correct. As you know, Right Brain was the original version of what would become One Song Glory. And as we saw in the documentary, Female to Female was a proto song before Take Me or Leave Me. Okay. Next question, please. 18. Hey, I don't know if you could hear the music that I'm playing in the back. You know, it's Rent. I'm just like, I'm just moving with it. The first professional New York revival of Rent was produced in 2011, and it featured which famous Pose actor? A, Billy Porter, B, MJ Rodriguez, C, India Moore, or D, none of the above. Make your choice now. Okay, it's Happy's. It's Happy's. So I see that people are voting either Billy Porter or MJ Rodriguez. There are more votes for Billy Porter. The answer is B, MJ Rodriguez. Fun fact, MJ played Angel. She said in many articles that it was the best stepping stone in her life. Playing Angel was a dream from the moment she saw the 2005 film adaptation with her father and told him, "Dad, I want to play this role," to which he replied, "In due time." Next question. Now, this question is just silly. If you paid attention during the doc, it's just a fun, silly question and really shows the humor that we have as a staff at New York Theater Workshop. The set designer, Paul Clay, designed an iron sculpture on stage, which is covered by trash and recyclable objects. Artistic director Jim Nicola shared in the documentary that he keeps the mannequin head that once adorned the sculpture at the workshop and on Broadway in his office. What was the name he gave the mannequin head? A, Josephine, B, Wilma, C, Nikki, or D, Linda? Cast your vote now. Yes, 299 of you voted for, 302 now, for B, Wilma. Yes, Wilma. I will one day ask him where that name comes from. Why Wilma? Now, next question. Question 20. Okay, which of the following music artists did not have the opportunity to perform in the show's original 12-year Broadway run? A, Mel B of the Spice Girls, B, Joey Fatone of NSYNC, C, Nick Lachey of 98 Degrees, or D, Usher of Usher? Choose your answer now. Okay, great. So if you voted for D, Usher, you are correct. Mel B had a stint playing Mimi. Joey Fatone came in and played Mark. Nick Lachey, who I saw as played Mark. And Usher, even though he was never in Rent, he did have a stint on Broadway. He was featured in Chicago as lawyer Billy Flynn. Fun fact, Usher is also the nephew/godchild of Broadway legend Ben Vereen. Next question. 21. Last 5 questions, friends. There were several film directors attached to the film version of the musical before it was offered to Christopher Columbus, known for Home Alone and the first 2 Harry Potter films. Who in the list was not rumored to have been in conversation to direct the film? A, Spike Lee, B, Martin Scorsese, C, Rob Marshall, or D, Penny Marshall? Cast your vote now. Remember, who was not rumored? Ooh. So 159 of you voted for Martin Scorsese. The answer is D, Penny Marshall. Penny Marshall, actor and accomplished director, unfortunately was not rumored to have been in conversation. Spike Lee was actually the first director attached and was attached to the project the longest, unfortunately dropped. Rob Marshall, according to IMDb, was in conversation, or his name was in the short list due to the popularity of his films, and he was working musicals on film, including Brandy Cinderella as choreographer, and of course for Chicago, for which he choreographed and directed. Martin Scorsese was in conversation. One of the big producers of the Rent film was Robert De Niro, and at some point is rumored to have asked Martin Scorsese to direct a film. Next question. Aha! One of my favorites. Let's go. Okay. Rent was revived in the West End in 2007 in a radically revised version in which 3 of the characters were made British, and the 90s punk rock orchestrations changed to a more dance house techno feel, more like Kylie Minogue. So, with that said, who played Roger in this revival entitled Rent Remixed? A, Hugh Jackman. B, Liam Hemsworth. C, Luke Hemsworth. D, Luke Evans. I basically just listed 4 Australian men. Who was Roger for this 2007 revival? Yes! If you chose D, Luke Evans, you are right. My husband, Luke Evans, did play Roger. He doesn't know my husband. If you are watching, Luke, hello. But it was a radically different version of Rent. Collaborators of Kylie Minogue reorchestrated it, changed some things I said before. Just very interesting Rent knowledge. Next question, please. Oh, we're at the last 3 questions. These are very easy, but just nice to share. 23. Jonathan Larson wanted to write a musical based on what dystopian novel? A, Animal Farm. B, 1984. C, Brave New World. D, Fahrenheit 451. Okay, cast your answers now. 40 votes for Animal Farm, 135 votes for 1984, 81 votes for Brave New World, and 53 for Fahrenheit. The answer is B, 1984. George Orwell's estate rejected Jonathan's request to adapt the work, which he actually wrote and wanted to premiere in 1984. And so with the existing music and script, he then converted it to his own dystopian story, a musical he would call Superbia. The song Come to Your Senses was originally written for Superbia and now can be experienced in Tick, Tick, Boom. Okay, 24. Jonathan Larson completed his undergraduate studies at this university, where New York Theater Workshop now holds annual artistic residencies during the summer, in addition to its new work development residencies at Dartmouth College. What is the name of this university? A, Adelphi University. B, Stony Brook University. C, Ithaca College. Or D, none of the above. And choose your answer. If you chose Adelphi University, you are correct. Adelphi, we are so in gratitude in our collaboration every summer. Just like the work that we did with Jonathan, artists go to Adelphi to continue creating and developing their work. And one last question. This is the silliest question, not really about Rent, kind of connected. I have an MFA. I don't do math. That's a lie. I do basic math. But how many minutes are in a leap year? A, yeah, I'm throwing all of you in a loop. 527,040 minutes. B, 525,600 minutes. C, 526,320 minutes. Or D, 527,649 minutes. I hope you all don't hate me now. Please choose your answer. Ooh, so it's between two, A or C. If you chose A, 527,040 minutes, you are correct. Oh my gosh. I am so happy. I am so happy that, that we went through our 25 questions. And did we make it in 25 minutes? Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy that you had fun. Yay, calculators, exactly. Yes, we can be friends. And I hope we could all see each other truly. Once when things open, or you can meet me and work with me through our educational programs at the workshop. They're free. Please visit us. Thank you so much. I am so happy interacting with all of you wonderful rent heads. I was addicted to Rent Roulette earlier. I met rent heads from all over the world. I met someone who worked on the Rent studio production from 1994. I met another actor who was in the closing cast of Rent on Broadway, and just so many people who were truly moved by Rent, just like me. And I thank you for joining me tonight. And I guess, as you're all leaving the room, I could just, play this music up a bit. Can I just say, one of my favorite Rent memories, just gonna be like a one-to-one with us. I was that 15-year-old kid, just like many, who just didn't know how to articulate how I was feeling. I'm a child of immigrants. Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, or you can't hear the music. But like, one of my favorite memories was turning to my right and seeing a grown man in his 20s lip sync to the lyrics of La Vie Boheme, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna be okay. Truly, like, we already cried so much tonight, but yeah. And I hope, like, when we get together in person, we could cry together, sing together. And I don't know if the sing-along room is still open, but please join. That's still open with oh, thank you for all the hugs. Yeah. Oh, if you want to go to the sing-along room, if you click on rooms to the left, it will bring you out to the options, and it should be one of the options there. And the wonderful farewell cast, the touring cast, recorded themselves and with songs you can sing to. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Diane. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's the sing-along is on the main stage. Apologies. Take that back. Oh yes, Amber, hello. I did. I worked with Amber. I see there are people who know me in the chat room. Hello. Yes. Hello, Amber. I worked with Amber on a show called Lily's Revenge, which is a 5-hour Taylor Mac show. And I was the dramaturg, and I dressed in a leather daddy costume, encouraged people to come up to me and ask me about the play. Oh, yeah. Rent. Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Kevin. Kevin, hello, Kevin. I did not realize the interns, the interns of the workshop are here as well. A long time ago, the workshop had wonderful, so many interns, and they changed that internship into a paid fellowship. Yeah, and so it's nice to hear friends. Truly, the workshop is a family. I'll speak from the eye. The workshop has been my family. And seeing Rent, I knew I wanted to be part of that family who made that work. Yeah. If you're interested in becoming part of the workshop family, we are actually going going to have our fellowship applications open up soon. And so please apply. That information will be available on the New York Theater Workshop website very soon. Cool. So actually, the workshop has always had a varied programs that are free and accessible. And especially right now, I'm actually teaching today. I taught a lesson with my colleague, Adam Ossis Rubin, for Mind the Gap, which is our teen and elder program. And that's actually all of these programs that we're now doing on online. A lot of these programs existed before the pandemic. And so we're hoping in some way, including our open mic nights, that that will continue to do a hybrid of sorts, because our open mic nights, our monthly open mic nights with Poetic Theater Productions, have become a space where artists from all over the world, there are people on the other side of the world who wait for hours just to share something that they just worked on at our open mic nights. Oh, thank you. Thank you, friends. Measure in Gavin. Fun fact, if you did order, if you did donate to get the 4 prints, I am actually the artist who designed the limited edition rent art. So I hope you really enjoy them. Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy. Shout out to Jeremy of Poetic Theater Productions, who's in the chat room. Thank you, Leah. What a beautiful, gotta say, I love this rendition tonight that we had of Ali Stroker and Tracy Thompson, like, take me or leave me. That was brill. Oh, girl. Whew. Now I just really, yeah, I know they did kill it. Yes, thank you for donating for a print. Oh, you know, yeah, I just, something that soon. I think once we're done with tonight, certain things will move on, so you can receive your prints very soon. But I'm very excited. People who have seen the proofs, we have said beautiful things, so I'm so stoked. Yeah, one day when we're back and open, I could totally sign them. Oh, if you want to know, the event is wrapping up. And so, friends, I just want to say thank you so much. Oh, a fun fact. Final performance in London, 1999. Most audience stood out in the streets, stopping the traffic. Oh, and sang songs back to the cast who were in their dressing rooms. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, it's so nice meeting all of you. Thank you so much for sharing all your love. And I hope I get to see you all in person one day at New York Theater Workshop, or maybe still on the web. I do a lot of the virtual fireside chats as well with my colleagues. And so, yeah. Oh, of course. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, I'm so happy. Thank you. You had so much fun. Yeah, redheads for life. Yes. Oh, hello. Yes, one day. Oh, thank you for donating. Thank you for truly, like, the work that the money that you give us tonight helps me with my job. Truly, we are making new programs with Pen America National Queer Theater for immigrant artists and dreamers, a playwriting program, a free playwriting program. I'm also creating a new free playwriting program for veterans. It's free. Oh, my IG. What is my IG? This is how tech savvy I am. I believe it's at New York Wanderer. I think so. You could also just type in my name. I'm the only Gavin that pops up. So Gaven. E as an elephant. Yeah, of course. Oh, whoa. I think a lot of you have found me already. Okay. One moment. I just need to look up my actual. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, thank you. Tishma, thank you so much. That is correct. Wow, you are all fast. Thank you so much. Goodbye, friends. Thank you.